All right, so we're going to be diving into Pro Tools and kind of doing a basic overview and kind of a almost like a tutorial on getting started doing a final mix for something. So here, let's see. We got our first window that opens up when we load up Pro Tools. I'm gonna go ahead and change our sample rate to 44.1. And we're gonna give our project a title. Let's name it Final Mix. I have it set to prompt me for a location on where it's gonna save. So we go ahead and press create. It's going to ask me where I want to save it. I already created a Pro Tools folder inside inside a subfolder inside of this folder for that includes the Logic session and the MIDI file and all our stems that I bounced out over the weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and save it inside this Pro Tools folder. I'll give it a second and it will load up the project here. No, don't save. There we go. Okay, so this is the project that opens up when you first load up a Pro Tools project. Obviously, it is blank. So we're going to have to do a couple things right off the bat so that we can get this mix started. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come up to File, Import. I'm going to import MIDI. I'm going to choose the MIDI file that I had exported from the Logic session. I was in Logic and I exported all tracks as a MIDI file and put it into the projects folder. So let's load up our MIDI here. All on a new instrument track. Press OK. All right, there we go. So that took all the MIDI instruments and dropped them into Pro Tools. Now, we don't actually need any of this. So I'm gonna make sure it's all highlighted and delete all of that. I actually don't need it. But what that did is it gave our tempo track and all our tempo variations, all the changes in the tempo up here at the top. Along with, it would have brought in any markers or meter changes if we had any of those in our project, which in this case we don't, so we don't need to worry about that. All right, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here to the top right. I'm going to show the clip list. I'm going to go ahead and clear all these clips as well, because we don't need them. Okay, next thing, file, let's go to track. I'm going to say create click track. Here we go. So we got our click in. Should be able to hear that on OBS. Hope it's not too loud. Let me turn this down. Okay. Next thing, we want to get our actual audio in here, all the stems that we were using. So we're going to come File, Import Audio. I'm going to navigate to the stems folder that I had created. And here's all the audio files that I bounced out from Logic. I created stems for all of them, including a reference mix, and bounced them into this folder. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of them. They'll show up here. And I'm going to press Add. Actually, no, sorry. I'm going to press Copy, not Add. I'm going to copy them all. I want to copy all the audio files so that they will create new audio files inside the Pro Tools audio files folder, because I don't want to actually manipulate the original files. I want to create a clean copy of the files. So I pressed copy. They brought them all over here. Open, choose a destination folder. It will prompt you. So I would navigate inside the Pro Tools folder and go to audio files. It should be a blank folder when you first start your project, but that's where I want to place all the audio. Now we'll give it a second to process all of the stems and put them into Pro Tools. Okay. Where do you want to import them? I wanted them all on a new track at the session start, right at the very beginning. Press OK. Boom, there you go. All your tracks in. Now, when I bounced all the audio out of Logic, I made sure that a couple things, that all of them were the same length, so they had the same start and the same end points, so that obviously some of these instruments will not have some audio at the end, but that's okay. I wanted them all to be the same length, as you can see. I also, as I went down the stems, I made sure to number them. Starting with the click, I numbered that 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, all the way down. And then the reference mix doesn't have a number, but that's all right. That way, when I import them, they come in the same order that they are lined up in Logic. So we get our woodwinds up top, into the brass, into the percussion, piano, auxiliary, and then our strings down here at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and take our reference mix and put the reference mix, let's put it just below the click, because why not? So I exported a audio of the click from Logic, as well as creating a click track here inside Pro Tools. So I do have 2 click tracks, and that is all right. It's good to have both of them and then play them at the same time, just to make sure that everything is synced up properly. If the click track, which is following this tempo bar on Pro Tools, is out of sync with the audio click that was bounced out from Logic, then you know something went wrong. Something went wrong somewhere. But right now it sounds like we are perfectly in sync between the click and this click that was the audio bounced from Logic. If we jump ahead a little, we are still synced up. If we jump to the end, still synced up. All right, so that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and mute both of those clicks because we don't actually need them. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these and create groups out of them. And group up the different kind of families that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all our woodwinds, Command G. I'm going to create a new group. I'm going to call this woodwinds. It has flutes, clarinets, and double reeds in there. Press OK. All right, I'm going to grab horns and low brass and call this brass. Percussion, harp, piano, and auxiliary. Let's create a group. This is going to be percussion / auxiliary group. And then finally, last group for the strings. And then I'm going to take all of them. Make sure I grab all of them. I'm going to title this one Full Orchestra. So that way we have groups for all the different families as well as the full orchestra. And we'll get to why we want these groups a little later. But it's good to have them right now. Now, let's go ahead. I'm just going to grab. Let's grab our woodwinds first. I'm going to come over here to this colored bar, double click on it. I know it kind of already has, it already says it has a color assigned to it, but if we click on a different group, then the color goes away, right? So I want the color to stay there. So I'm going to go ahead and just, hello, why are we coloring everything? Here we go. Let's reset all. No, that doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's grab our horns and our low brass. Let's change the colors here to, oh, I don't know, something that's not so hard to look at. Okay, let's go to percussion and auxiliary. It's kind of a gross green. And finally, our strings. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Don't need our color palette anymore. All right, so now we have everything colored just to make it a little nicer. I'm going to go ahead and color the reference track something by itself just because it's there. It's good to have. All right. Now, so next step, let's see, we're going to open up our mix window and we are going to add, actually, you know what, before we do that, let's go ahead and rename all these things. Let's go reference mix, flutes, clarinets, double reeds. Just because I don't really like having all the numbers everywhere and this makes it a little cleaner. I don't really care about our 2 click tracks. Okay. Next step, we're going to come in here to the Mixer window. We're gonna go up to track. We're gonna say new track. We want. We're gonna be creating our reverb tracks here. So we want, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to decide how many reverbs I want for the auxiliary section, the percussion stuff. Um, I think we want percussion to have its own reverb, and then we could put the harp, piano, and the auxiliary, which is the organ and the choir, all on one reverb as well. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to create 5 new. Oh, Pro Tools updated, so they're giving you a whole lot of stuff. 5 new stereo. We're gonna do aux input, and samples is fine. We're gonna name them all verb. We'll rename them in a second. So instead of verb 1, this is going to be woodwind verb. Instead of verb 2, this is going to be brass verb. Verb 3 is going to be percussion verb. This is going to be aux. And this one is going to be strings. Okay. Now that we have all our reverb tracks, we're going to create one more track. And this is going to be a stereo master fader. Just one. We just want one master fader here. Bada boom, we got our master fader. And these should all show up down here as well. We can go through and color these if we want, and they don't really make much of a difference because they don't actually have audio on the track itself, so the color does not really matter. But as far as giving it a color on the bar, it's whatever. And then the master fader we can just leave black. It's fine. Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to make sure I save. I just want to save periodically. Let's see. Let's go ahead and establish our ends and everything. So here on the woodwind verb, I'm going to say this is bus 1. Brass verb is going to be bus 2 or 3 and 4. Going down the line, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm going to take all our woodwinds and I'm going to add a send to them to bus 1. Okay, I'm going to press Option and click and drag this to the other woodwinds so that they're all sending to bus 1. Here we're going to send to bus 3 and 4 because that is the brass bus, reverb bus. Close this window. Oh my goodness. Killing me here. Option click over. Next one, bus 5 and 6. Drag it over. And then we got our strings. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Percussion was going to 5 and 6. And then harp, piano, and auxiliary. We're not going to 5 and 6. Y'all are going to 7 and 8. All right, now our strings are going to bus 9 and 10. Sweet. Now I pressed Command and just left-clicked on the little arrow here, and that will bring up the faders for these buses, which we'll get to a little bit later. Okay, so now we are ready to start actually mixing this thing. We got our reference mix, which we can always refer back to, but we really don't need to use it right now. And just make sure you can hear everything. I hope it's not too loud or too soft. But we got our reference mix playing. You know, this is just the reference mix playing. It's not all the other audio files. Very nice, very nice. That was just the reference mix, just to make sure everything sounds good. We're gonna go ahead and mute that as well. And now we get to the fun part, um, where we're actually mixing the audio stems that we had bounced out from Logic.